Ladies and gentlemen, this is about Ukraine getting more money. And it's like, when is it ever going to be enough? But I guess when the people look just like you, never, you know. But if you say the word reparations, they said, oh, I don't see that happening. Well, guess what? I don't see happening. I don't see you having everlasting rulership over this earth. I don't see that happening either. So let's get into this story. So Joe Biden is back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. The government funding bill to include over $12 billion in new Ukraine aid. So if this bill pass, ladies and gentlemen, the total Ukraine funding approved by Congress is $65 billion. It seems like these days the only one benefiting from America is Ukraine. It certainly aren't the citizens, that's for sure. A government funding bill set for a Tuesday procedural vote in the Senate will include over $12 billion to help Ukraine continue its fight in its bloody war against Russia, a source familiar with the matter told Fox News Digital. The inclusion of the funding comes after President Biden requested 13.7 billion for Ukraine earlier this month. But you can't get him to request our reparations, though. So ladies and gentlemen, if the Senate passes this latest bag for Ukraine, it will bring the total funding for Ukraine approved by Congress to $65 billion. Hmm. A source familiar with the bill said it also include funding for Afghan ally resettlement, the people that came over here to live. Yes, we know they're in Airbnbs and they're just living a cushy life. Winter heating assistant aid and aid for Jackson, Mississippi amid its water crisis, reauthorization of FDA user fees, and more. Mm, mm, mm. Nothing for reparations. And y'all notice another thing? They're not even talking about HR 40 anymore. When's the last time we seen HR 40 in the news or hear anything about what's going on with it? It's like totally dead. And I just got a feeling we're not going to hear anything about HR 40. It's not like it was doing anything for us anyway. It really wasn't. And they know that too. Just got to make it look like they're doing something. That's it, you know. And you certainly haven't heard Joe Biden come forward to say, I'm going to provide funding for this so that we can get this bill passed. He's not talking about it, ain't even on his mind. It's not even on his mind. So Joe Biden also want to get money to fight monkeypox and that other thing we can't talk about through many top Republicans opposed to those priorities, and it is not clear if they will make it into the bill. So the Republicans don't give a crap if people out here are getting sick. Keep that out of the bill. Our focus is on Ukraine. So Congress face a midnight deadline on Friday to pass the temporary funding bill, or else non-essential parts of the government will shut down. This bill is expected to keep the government funded until after midterms. Oh, how convenient. It's common for lawmakers to try to add other priorities onto these last minute bills. Yeah, well, why don't you add our reparations on to the last minute bill? Okay. Some are likely to complain about these additions. Many Senate Republicans say they want the funding bill to be as clean as possible. When has anything been as clean as possible in America? Please. Fantasy talk. A significant portion of Republicans, particularly senators and moderates in both chambers, are still supportive of continued funding for Ukraine. Y'all hear that? Uh-huh. See, when it comes down to funding for the pandemic, which would help American peoples, they're opposed to that funding, but they are for sending taxpayer money in my community, my brothers and sisters. That's your money going over there. That is your money going over there too. Mm. But another round of foreign aid can draw complaints from GOP fiscal hawks and those concerned about increased U.S. involvement in the war. Republicans supportive of the funding, plus the Democratic majority in both chambers, will likely add up to more than enough votes to get the Ukraine money to Biden's desk. I bet it will. I bet it will. Mm, mm. If you can get this country to focus on its citizens, it will be shocking. The biggest issue facing the funding bill, the text of which has likely be released, will likely instead be an energy permitting bill backing by Senator Joe Manchin. Okay, Manchin made a deal with the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer last month to bring permitting reform of the vote in exchange for his support of Democrats' social spending and taxation bill. Schumer scheduled a vote on the package to include Manchin's energy proposal for Tuesday night, but it may not have enough support given opposition from environmentalists, Democrats, and many Republicans who even thought they like the underlying permitting policy, are angry at Manchin for his vote on the social spending and tax bill. If the vote fails Tuesday, Congress will face a mad dash to avoid a partial government shutdown before the Friday deadline. So, and at the end of the day, these folks don't support the citizens. They are in there to take care of the wealthy and countries that they favor. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're dealing with. This is the hand we're dealt. So, our agenda is never on the table, but Ukraine seems to be getting propped up every chance they can get. And whenever money is ready to be dispersed, they always make a big old chunk out there for Ukraine. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this latest $12 billion set to go to Ukraine. You know they're going to pass this bill. It's too many people on both the Democrat and Republican side that are just more than happy to push this money over, but don't give a crap about you. Just think back about when the country shut down and the unemployment. Mitch McConnell never stopped complaining. And he wasn't happy until he cut all that money. And then y'all remember these Republican governors, because it was the red states mainly that started cutting people off of unemployment, and oh, you just don't want to work and all this stuff. Well, I don't think anybody was responsible for the pandemic, idiot. But it just goes to show you when it's the American people, how much disdain they have when it comes down to doing anything for you. But Ukraine, they don't even put up a fight. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.